On this episode of UTR, we're back in Saginaw for a super sculptor, oh so good burgers and barbecue, and a museum that looks like a castle. Then we talk town over a local brew and even check out a place where you get a side of history with your supper. Get ready to explore the cool people, places, and things that make Saginaw such a sensational city.
Let's catch up. Not online or over text. Let's catch up in a place where time isn't measured in minutes, but in moments. Moments made paddling the day away on a crystal blue waterway. Or just sitting around a campfire beneath a canopy of twinkling stars. It's time to make up for lost time. This summer, let's catch up with Pure Michigan.
The Michigan Economic Development Corporation is dedicated to enabling economic prosperity. The MEDC markets Michigan with the focus on growing businesses and building resilient communities in our state.
A visit to the Stahl's Auto Collection will take you back to a time when cars were more than just a way to get around. A fantastic assortment of gas pumps, neon signs, and automated music machines dating back 150 years that must be seen and heard. Info at stahlsauto.com.
I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. And the more I explore, the more I realize it's the place to be. I'm Tom Dalton, and this is Under the Radar, Michigan.
Hey everybody, guess what? It's UTR story time. So get in your comfy chair, grab your favorite snack, because this here is the saga of Saginaw. Now, if you remember, on our first trip to Saginaw, we went all the way to Japan at a cultural center, loafed around at Spot's Bread, eyed some amazing murals, and had some incredible food at Fralia's. Heck, we even talked to the mayor. Then on our next sortie to Saginaw, we discovered a world-class art museum, an iconic theater that's a temple in and of itself, and of course, more really, really good food. Well, now we're back in Saginaw to bring you 5 more reasons why the Great Lakes Bay region is right up your alley when it comes to awesome things to see and do. And we're going to also show you more absolutely incredible and delicious... Hey! This is UTR. Of course we're going to show you some great food. It's kind of what we do. Bonus. So get ready to sample more sensational Saginaw, because here we go. But first, a quick reminder of where exactly Saginaw sits. Saginaw is located on the east side of the mid-mitten, where your index finger meets your thumb. It's an area called the Great Lakes Bay region, a part of Michigan you really need to explore more. Now, first up, we're going to feature an award-winning sculptor whose works are displayed around the world. He studied around the world, but he made his home right here in Michigan. I'm of course talking about one of the most prolific sculptors of the 20th century, Marshall M. Fredericks. And even if you don't know who he is, I'm pretty sure you've seen his work. From powerful to playful, and beautiful to even spiritual, his works bring a sense of awe to all who encounter them. And if you want a close encounter with the man himself and his methods, there's only one place to go. The Marshall M. Fredericks Sculpture Museum is located right on the campus of Saginaw Valley State University. And it's open to the public, which means, well, that's right, me. So I went in and checked in with Jeffrey Haney to find out more.
I've been to a lot of galleries, a lot of museums, all over Michigan. I have never had this kind of experience. Walking in here is surreal. Explain what people, their reactions when they come here.
Well, try doing it for 15 years. I mean, I still walk in every morning and am amazed, what we've got here.
Now, why are all those sculptures in white?
They're white, they're plaster. And plaster is very hard material. So they're needed to be able to cast metal and bronze. So all those pieces that you see are cast in bronze someplace in the world. To get to that state, they would have started out just like this clay figure that's behind you right now. A mold would have been taken of that and a plaster model created from that. And so that it's rigid enough that it can undergo casting. So all of those pieces that you see in that sea of white are, plaster models. There's a few bronzes in there as well, but I always tell this to people that Marshall was fortunate and had the foresight to save these things. Because let's say you were offered a museum someday and somebody said, hey, here's your museum. Darn, now where do I get all my content from? Marshall can't go around the world and say, you know what, Spirit of Detroit, I need you back. You can't have it anymore. Well, I have a museum and I want to put that there. But he saved the plaster models so that he could show those off.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Spirit of Detroit because I'm sorry, I had no idea that he did that. I mean, don't think people realize that we've all seen so much of his work.
Right.
It's all over the world, actually, but there's so many in Michigan, and you guys actually have a guide here that I took from the front desk where you can drive around and see all of his work.
And it's on our website too. You can go on to there and open up the pamphlet as a PDF and check it out.
Yeah. What I love about this place is you've recreated his workshop here that we're standing in right now, so you can understand the whole process of how it goes from here to a giant, beautiful bronze statue.
Sure. We worked with photographs. We worked with firsthand experiences of people that had been in the studio to create this space. And there's people that come in here all the time that walk in and say, wow, I've been to his studio before and this really feels like it. It smells like it, it feels like it.
It does smell like an artist
And you're
studio.
smelling the clay right here is what you're really smelling in this room. So for the last 10 years of his life, Fredericks is here all the time, showing off to dignitaries, friends, whoever would come up here and spend time visiting the museum with him.
Well, thanks for preserving this for all of us. Like I said, I had no idea how much of his work I had seen and loved and appreciated, and I'm going to do some driving. I'm going to go see some more.
Sure.
I'll be honest, just walking into this surreal place is a one-of-a-kind experience. And the Saginaw Valley State University campus is absolutely beautiful. Bonus. So if you're looking to expand your horizons, for gosh sakes, drive over one of them and go to the Marshall M. Fredericks Sculpture Museum. It's the only place where you can see the origins of these awesome sculptures. You'll also see just how many you've probably already seen. I was amazed. Now, what do you get when you take a young guy who wants to control his own destiny and then you add great burgers and killer barbecue? You get a great Michigan success story. That's what. Oh, and this? Huh. This is for me. His name is Omar Linder, hence the name Big Old Burgers and BBQ. And I'm assuming big because this guy is 6'6" tall. But what else is tall around here are the orders he gets, because word of mouth has people finding this place from far and wide. What's his secret? Well, first let's find out how it all happened. First of all, I'm glad we're sitting down because you're tall.
Sorta.
Well, you think?
Yeah.
Last time I was here, I got a stiff neck just from looking up at you. Before we get to the food, which is amazing, whose idea was it to let people write on the walls in here?
Actually, we had just black walls to start, and then we had the artwork on the wall, and then gradually it was like, let's just start. Everybody seems to love it, so
Well, it's turned out to this place is a work of art now. It's like people express themselves about the food, about the staff here, and I've been reading some of the walls, and it's extremely complimentary.
Yeah, we do a good job. The staff here is amazing, like hands down. Like my staff, they take care of people from the time they walk in to the time they walk out. And people just like the food. The food brings people back, so.
Yeah, you think that's why we're back. We came here a while back, as you know,
Yeah.
and fell in love with the place, with the people. Did you ever think you'd own a place like this?
I would say yes and no. I always wanted to have a barbecue joint and burger joint, but over time, like, I would never think it would be like this successful so fast. Like, we're only like a year in and we're killing it.
Well, it's word of mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, food goes in the mouth, and people talk out of their mouths and tell other people about. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like a year ago, though, you were working for.
I'm still working. I still have my full-time job.
Well, the burgers here are fantastic. the barbecue is like from another world.
Yeah, we're trying.
And that sauce you make, what's it called?
Swag sauce?
Yeah, I mean, I took it home last time when I was here. I took a little and I put it under my pillow. 'Cause I thought maybe I was going to take it to a lab and have it analyzed, but, because you won't tell me what's in it.
No, nobody knows what's in it.
It's got a savoriness to it I've never experienced before, but yeah, that's some good stuff.
That's out of bounds. It's out of bounds.
That's one way to put it. Where'd you get your inspiration for the name? Because you're tall?
No, I have a son. They call him Will O, so naturally they call me Big O. So that's what happened.
That makes sense. I thought it was just because you're 6'6", right? I got it right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's the most, like, for you personally? Like I remember when I was here before, you said that being here, like you got your other job, but being here is like being on vacation.
Yeah, it is vacation. This is stress. I mean, it's stressful, but not stressful.
But yeah, you're right, because it's something you've always wanted to do. It's yours. It's for you, not for anybody else.
Yep.
It's for you and yours. Yeah, and you got to be proud of what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm not proud, really. We're just getting started. It's a marathon. We got a long way to go, but I am pleased with the progress, and I'm pleased with the people I got doing it with me. So
yeah, you got great people here.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well, if this is vacation for you, I'd like to buy a timeshare because this food's good.
So if you want to graze on some great grub, make a beeline to Big Old Burgers and BBQ in Saginaw. And if you like what you eat, don't be afraid to tell them. Or better yet, write it on the wall. That's what I did. And good thing you don't have to spell well to eat here. Oh boy. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you stormed a castle? Well, if you help me storm this one, I promise you'll have a ton of fun, learn a lot, and best part is, nobody gets hurt. Bonus. And that's because the castle we're about to invade is the Castle Museum in Saginaw. Heck, the building is so cool, it even has an amazing history all by itself. But why does it look like a castle? And what did it used to be? Well, grab your sword and your shield, because John Webb is about to tell all of us.
I gotta be honest, John. This was the easiest castle I have ever stormed. I mean, we just walked right in.
Sure. Yeah. Everyone is welcome here. Everyone's welcome.
It's not very often that the building of a museum is almost or even more interesting than its contents.
The story of this building goes all the way back to 1898 when it was constructed as a United States federal post office here in Saginaw. The design of this, the reason it looks like a castle, it was part of a federal building program where they wanted to do these specialized post offices that would reflect the heritage and the history of early settlers in the area. Okay?
So you had a king here?
Not exactly, but there were French voyageurs who you may be familiar with, fur traders. And so to reflect the French heritage, they chose a French chateau style building. And then the individual turrets that stood in each corner were sort of representative of the frontier and forts. For the flora and fauna that are spaced around the roof that some people refer to as gargoyles, those were all supposed to reflect, again, the animals and plant life in the area. It's just really, it's a unique building, not only in Saginaw, but really in the entire state of Michigan. None other like it ever built.
Just coming here for the building alone is enough of an experience. But what you have here, I remember when I was here the first time, you said, well, you'd like to see the stuff we have in the basement. I thought, well, in the basement, what could they have in the basement? But the historical displays that you have and exhibits in that basement are amazing.
Yeah, we have exhibits throughout the building, plenty of different rooms and wings, all focusing on a particular part of the history of Saginaw County. We go all the way back to early Native American history and talk about, again, what this area looked like. We have an exhibit about the lumbering era, kind of the automobile industry, all the major sort of transitions that this community has gone through over time and this county has gone through over time.
And on the main floor, the exhibits you have, I mean, you've got an entire jewelry store, I believe, that was actually in town here years and years ago.
We do, the Meyer Brothers Jewelry Store, and all the fixtures from that jewelry store were constructed right here in Saginaw. All the wooden display cabinets, the glass, the light fixtures, everything was from the city of Saginaw, manufactured right here.
Again, kudos to what you're doing here. This is an amazing place.
Thank you.
On a personal level, I mean, how does it make you feel to carry this on? Because this is so important.
It really is. I think every day I guess I look at this job, and after I thank my lucky stars for driving, when I drive past the building, it's my role to make sure that we tell all the stories of all the people here in Saginaw County in a thoughtful and correct manner.
Well, now that I've been here to Saginaw County, when I retire, would you mind displaying my hat at the museum?
We can work on that. Yeah.
I have a dummy you can set it on, too.
Truth be told, this was actually my second trip to the castle, and I discovered even more this time. This place is like a time machine you can visit time and time again and still see new old stuff. So if you really want to understand who we all are and where we came from, the Castle Museum in Saginaw is a productive place to peruse. And it's also the easiest castle you'll ever storm. Heck, there wasn't even a moat. Oh, hey there. It's always fun to sit down with a friend over a frosty, cold, Michigan-made adult malted beverage. And it's also fun to talk about the city where you live, if you're really proud of it. So we did both.
You're in Park.
I'm in Park. Oh, gosh. No wonder we weren't getting there. Oh, gosh. Should I signal? That's right. I was a trifle parched. So Michael Hensley from the Saginaw CVB took me to Oracle Brewing Company for a pint and a proper conversation about this great town.
Oracle is a nice brewery, and you probably know that because you come here a lot, right?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
You think they have enough beer for us?
I don't know.
Well,
Truly, I don't know.
We'll start. Okay, well, this is only number one, so it's still early. But if you had to give your best elevator speech on Saginaw in this region and why you love it so much, what's special about it, what would it be? I'm going to press floor number 22. Hit it.
Oh, I've got 22 floors?
Yeah, it's a big building.
Yeah, well, Saginaw's special in a lot of different ways. One of the ways that I find the most special about Saginaw specifically is just the intertwined culture and care through the city. We have fantastic residents here who really care a lot about the city spirit of Saginaw and making sure that everybody feels welcome here. I mean, we've got so many cultural additives, cultural attractions throughout the city that just really bring to light the past history that Saginaw has endured.
Yeah, what other area can you go to? The Michigan Everglades with Johnny Panther Quest.
Johnny Panther Quest.
And then go, like I said, to the Japanese Cultural Center. The natural beauty here, a lot of people don't realize that the Great Lakes Bay region has a lot of natural beauty. It's the island park that you have here?
Ojibwe Island.
Yeah, okay, that's a beautiful park.
It is. It's a really beautiful park, and it's accessible by both land vehicle and watercraft.
Even your water treatment plant here looks like a castle.
Oh, I know.
I mean, driving by that, I remember the first time we were here, I'm thinking, oh, that must be where the lords used to live, or the king would. It's your water treatment plant.
Yeah. So, but it's stuff like that that really kind of showcase the care in the area. That we want things to look nice, and we want visitors and residents to really enjoy their time here. And it's stuff like that that really exemplifies, our care for the city.
You could spend a weekend here and never go home.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that's what we're trying to do, Tom.
Well, while I finish my beer, you finish this sentence for me.
Okay.
Saginaw is, hit it.
Saginaw is culture, I would say. And the reason I would say that is just because we've got so much of it here. I mean, this is the cultural hub of the region, really, when you look at it. We've got so much of Black history, of so much indigenous people's history. We have a huge Hispanic community here, and they all intertwine and really just create this melting pot, if you will, of fantastic culture that anybody can come experience at any time.
God, that was so well said that I stopped drinking my beer and actually listened to you.
You're the first person to.
I swear, spend 10 minutes with Michael and you'll literally want to move here. His endless enthusiasm and youthful energy are helping move Saginaw into a bright and prosperous future. So if you're looking for a new city to explore, or you haven't been here in a while, come see all that's happening in Saginaw. It's got a lot of something for everyone, and last time I checked, that includes you. Wait a minute, that sounded a lot like the end of the show. That can't be, we haven't had dinner yet. Prepare your palates and cue the snappy graphic. Well, right now you're in for a real treat. Dinner at Jake's Old City Grill, a place where you get a heaping helping of history with every entree. No charge. That's right, the food and the atmosphere at Jake's are as good as the walls are fascinating to read. Because this historic, upscale, but casual eatery has been an important part of Saginaw since way back in the middle 1800s. Another absolutely fascinating part of this place is its proprietor, Paul Barrera. He's a lifelong Saginawnian who has more incredible stories than his great steaks have sizzle. And if you can get him to share a few, you'll leave here with your mind, body, and spirit completely satisfied. And speaking of spirits, time to share a potent potable with Paul.
Now, Paul, as you know, full disclosure, we had dinner here a few weeks ago.
Yes.
And if you hadn't brought the grappa out at the end, I probably remember more of the dinner, but you're probably as fascinating a person as this building is. I mean, your history in this town.
Well, thank you. I just consider it just life.
So you grew up here.
Yeah.
How did you end up owning this historic building?
That question has been asked by a lot of people, but I had a little pub a mile away, and I had delusions of adequacy, and I wanted to expand. This building became available. And Old Town Saginaw at that time was somewhat desolate, certainly underappreciated. The building became available. I bought it, and everybody said, "You're buying what? Doing what? Where? Are you out of your mind?"
Now, the first thing that you see when you come in is this huge portrait by the front door.
By the front door.
Is that Jake? Because you're not Jake, you're Paul.
I'm Paul, yes. Well, Jake was one of the bountiful little things that I found when I did research. I wanted to respect the historic nature of the building, the district it resides in, the community, and everything else. And so, irrespective of where I looked, irrespective of what I read, the name Little Jake kept popping up. And he was a very unique individual, the consummate entrepreneur of his day in the 1860s to the 1890s in Saginaw and Bay City and around the state of Michigan. He was 4'11" and 110 pounds, and he went by the name Little Jake. He utilized his size as a marketing tool. And he was also very bombastic in his marketing and promotion. He would, if there was a circus, he would hire an elephant and a marching band to go through the streets of the town and end up in front of his store. He would do just countless promotions of that nature.
Yeah. The food, amazing. The cocktails, amazing. But it's the atmosphere that I think is the star.
When we designed the restaurant, we wanted it to have a comfortable yet upscale appeal. The part we like best, and I think our customers like best, our clients, our guests, is that they can come in here in blue jeans and a t-shirt, or you could come in here in a tux and be comfortable, you know, too.
It's casual elegance.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if you put this restaurant in New York or Chicago, the prices would be twice what they are.
Well, of course, so would the rent or the...
Good point. Good point. But it's such, like I said, it's a wonderful evening out, full of history, full of great food, atmosphere. The staff here is amazing.
We've been blessed. We've got a great staff. They've been with us, people have been with us 14, 13, 10, 8 years.
Well, no grappa after dinner tonight. At least not for Jim, because he's driving.
Well, there you go.
Plus, I want to remember the evening.
Well, as the evening went on, Paul shared more stories, more of his homespun hospitality, and as always with the UTR crew, we ate way more than we could comfortably handle. But that's okay. It was so comfortable at Jake's, we didn't even notice. So if you get a chance, spend an elegant and interesting evening ingesting at Jake's Old City Grill. Also, do your whole self a favor and spend some time exploring Saginaw and the entire Great Lakes Bay region. It's a part of pure Michigan you won't soon forget.
Let's catch up. Not online or over text. Let's catch up in a place where time isn't measured in minutes, but in moments. Moments made paddling the day away on a crystal blue waterway. Or just sitting around a campfire beneath a canopy of twinkling stars. It's time to make up for lost time. This summer, let's catch up with Pure Michigan.
The Michigan Economic Development Corporation is dedicated to enabling economic prosperity. The MEDC markets Michigan with the focus on growing businesses and building resilient communities in our state.
A visit to the Stalls Auto Collection will take you back to a time when cars were more than just a way to get around. A fantastic assortment of gas pumps, neon signs, and automated music machines dating back 150 years that must be seen and heard. Info at stallsauto.com.